Johnson, and we're here with a live episode of the Cannabis Diversity Report. I'm here with my folks. I got Havoc from Mobb Deep to the left of me. I got my man Shiest Bubz to the right of me. I got my girl Shana Melius all the way on the end. And we're here to talk to y'all, have a conversation. It's a very important time. We want to talk to y'all about hip-hop, the intersection between cannabis and politics. Y'all know it's an important time. We got an election year right now. We got my fellow Howard Bison, Kamala Harris. Right now it's the Democratic Party, and we got Donald Trump in there on the other side. But, again, I'll just say it's important for us to be politically engaged. Here at Simply Pure Trenton today is not just about weed, but we want to help empower our community. We got a voter registration drive outside, y'all, so thank y'all for coming and representing. First, I'll just say, y'all are legends in the game, so I'm thankful to have y'all come through. First I'll ask and start with you, Havoc. I was listening to some of them bars going back for years, but what is cannabis always meant to you, like as an artist, and how does it help you artistically?
Oh man, cannabis for me, back in the days, just coming up as a young artist, it used to really help me be creative, when I was working on tracks and stuff like that, and just, able to chill. So, cannabis has come a long way. My peoples used to get locked up for that, and now to see that it's it's legal, and, opportunity is being presented by cannabis, it means everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And Shiest, you've been a pioneer in cannabis forever, man. From day one, came out Purple City Bird Gang, man. What does cannabis mean to you?
Cannabis basically is something that is at the top of my list in my life of things that I'm dedicated to. Mm-hmm. It changed my life, kind of saved my life, So it's been a vehicle for me to do different things. For sure. Look where we at now with with cannabis. So I'm just still driving that vehicle of cannabis. You know what I mean?
Facts. And Shana, thank you for being here for Hip Hop for America today. You were and you just recently ran for Congress. Why was having a platform around cannabis important for you and what you were doing? And you also had a long career in hip hop. So how is cannabis intertwined with your career?
Well, cannabis actually helps with a lot of issues that arise in the community, per se. So I think social equitable part of it is in regards to educating people about their rights, especially license holders. As I worked for the congressman, I basically lobbied for some groups like yours and a few others to get their right just due, So I think, a lot of it's how the war on drugs has affected our community and where we are today, so.
Yeah, and so, one question I would ask, cannabis and music go closely together. I have some of my favorite cannabis songs, but I would love to know y'all's as, as legendary MCs. Shiest, what's your favorite weed song?
My favorite weed song? It's gonna sound crazy, cliche, but I Get High by Styles P.
Hey, that's it.
I was gonna say the same thing.
It's something about that record that's it's like the perfect weed song for a rapper. It's not over the top. It's just perfect. It's the perfect song.
Yeah, I feel like that's everybody's go-to. And shout out to Styles P, who came through last weekend. It's been super dope. And I got to say, I'm thankful for y'all, coming through and just showing up here, man. We just opened up 2 weeks ago. So we're doing everything we can to try to give our community some different experiences, and also allow people to meet some of their heroes. Here in Trenton, we don't get a lot of people come through like y'all. So first, I want to say thank you for y'all for pulling up. So shifting a little bit to politics, man. Havoc, how important do you think this election is coming up? And what can people from the hip hop community do to help mobilize around just the importance of voting and being engaged, even if it's not for a specific candidate?
Yeah, I think every election year is important, right? Including this presidential one. Is life-changing events could happen based on who you vote for that is probably, representing your ideals, So if you don't go out and vote, then you can't really complain. I don't want to hear the complaints later if you don't involve yourself in the process. So I believe, this election cycle is just as important as all the others, and I believe that we should promote, voting regardless of whether we're in a voting year, a presidential election cycle or not.
Thanks. Yeah, that's true, because it's not just all about president. That's the main one we think of. But, man, what I learned in this cannabis game, the local politics got a huge impact on what you're able to do and your success. So don't just do the presidential year. Make sure y'all show up on the years when it's not president.
Yep.
Make sure y'all show up in November, too. Shane, anything y'all would add to that? Anything about the importance of elections, why you should be involved?
I'll let her answer that first. Nah, I'm gonna be real. I don't really like jack politics at all. I believe in God's government. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully, though, when it comes to cannabis and politics, I feel like no matter who the president is or who's in office, right? This is our business, so you should be going to meetings and being in now about politics that are going on in the business. I'm not saying to vote for anybody or nothing like that, but if you're gonna have a business, you should know what's going on. You should know the regulations. You should be a part of that. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But I do not condone I'm not on voting time, though.
I hear you
know what I'm
not,
saying?
but you're right, though.
Especially with these candidates.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
Yeah, and to be real, it was cannabis that got me so engaged in politics. I didn't really know.
Me
much
too.
going on
If it wasn't about that, we just wait for the next person to come in and make us complain for the next 4 years. You know what I'm saying? So.
Right. Now, Shana is somebody who worked for a congressman and then also, went to go into the office. I think, a lot of people have that opinion, especially from our community. That's why it's important that we have people that look like us, that are really dedicated, that care about our causes, not just going up there talking. So, from your perspective, what do you say to that?
So I think a lot of people in the community has Shiest views in regards to voting in the election. But I think the main thing is in regards to us working together to educate the community. That's why Hip Hop for America basically has started to more so educate the community about their options for voting, as well as like the local elections, kind of being keen in regards to knowing who is your city council person, who is the judge, because these judges are the ones that are actually going to be sending somebody to jail when you get arrested. And so that's the main thing in regards to, that's what the Republican Party did in 2008 when Obama went into office. They basically went through and found all the judges and basically got them into office, and then went over to the state and the city, and then the federal perspective. So the main thing is in regards to us is in regards to voting. It's very important. I know a lot of people don't really feel like they should, but a lot of people died for this right for us. So the main thing is to educate people about certain things. That's why we're hosting, as we mentioned, we're partnering with Simply Pure, but also a variation of other groups to make sure that they understand the importance of them actually voting, to make, because that could be a decision, life or death decision, and I know we're bipartisan, but I just want to kind of educate everybody here, like Donald Trump, when he gets into office, and and I'm not trying to be,
You do the campaign.
No, but I'm not doing a campaign for anything, but I'm just saying on the reality, oh, seriously, he's going to get, a lot of us have grandparents and parents that are on Social Security. He's going to get rid of that. He's going to get rid of a lot of, these policies that and agencies that we're used to and accustomed to, more so. So it's just more of just kind of vet the candidates, not saying vote for Trump or vote for Kamala. It's just the point of the reality of what they're going to do. And like, he's telling you what he's going to do. He's not someone that's like faking the funk. He's on the reality telling you exactly that. So it's just more for our community. What are the best things that are going to help our community? That's what we need to find, someone that's going to support us.
Yep, and I guess like you said, it's like Hav said, it's finding who really aligns with your values, what you believe in,
Right.
And making that decision. But do your research. Clearly, that's what she's saying. You should really know what you're voting for, who you're choosing. Now, I'm not going to talk y'all head off all day. Thank you all again for pulling up to Simply Pure. Before we close out, I want to give one of our audience members. I know we got a lot of fans in the building. Does anybody have one person have a question that they want to ask for our guest up here?
Talk about the chocolate tie days.
Oh.
Chocolate tie days. All right. I guess who's that a question for? You talking about the old school chocolate tie weed?
Yeah, the old school chocolate.
Yeah, you sound like my pops from the 70s.
Different from that.
I think that's what I said. I think that's.
We smoke more dirt weed back in the days than we smoke now. You know what I'm saying? Back then it was yard weed. And I mean that's that chocolate tie you talking about. Like that was the chocolate, you know what I mean? It was brown weed. It was brown. Like we used to prefer brown weed over green weed all day. You know what I mean? As long as that shit smoked like some bark, like you had to kill that shit. that was it, you know what I'm saying? You can't find that no more though, to be honest. You know what I mean? You might have to go, I don't know where you gotta go, maybe Mexico or something like that.
That was that Mexican.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man, but that weed is definitely extinct at this point.
Is it true you brought Purple Haze to New York City, baby?
No, that's not true. But I did bring the concept of piff, you know what I'm saying, and the purple to weed that wasn't even purple. You know what I mean? Purple haze ain't purple, it's green. You feel me? So yeah, we was having a lot of fun with it back in the days because that's what you do. You smoke weed, and when you smoke good weed, exotic weed, you don't just be like slumped over with just the munchies. You go into another realm of creative thinking and tapping into different dimensions. You know what I mean? Like that's where it takes you. Like right before LSD. Like you know what I mean? You don't want to go that far. But you feel me? Like right before you get there, the good weed will have you.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah, and that was a good question too, because man, I got to tell you, I remember coming up in that time, bro. You had changed the whole game. Everybody out here in Trenton was wanting to smoke nothing but haze, nothing.
I wanted to say shout outs to Trenton, shout outs to what's that? Plainville?
Plainfield.
Plainfield. Shout outs to Plainfield. And I mean, a lot of people from Jersey, from this area, right, and from this more southern region of Jersey, played a big part into my rise in New York City because they were customers. They used to come get the Red Line 3300 pack. You feel me? 3300 pack was $3,000 worth of dimes with an extra for each 100. You heard? So you get 3,300 worth of dimes. You feel me? And that was all from out here, because in New York, it was like you can't do that. You know what I mean? A dime was a dime. Out here, that dime was $20. You know what I'm saying? So shout outs to everybody out here. You know what I mean? Who always supported Purple City, Dipset, Bird Gang. You know what I mean? We basically raised a lot of people off that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Raised a whole bunch of people off of
Yeah.
that. So just want to say thank you to y'all. Thank y'all for coming out. Thank you for supporting Simply Pure.
Thanks for having us, man.
Thank y'all for all my folks in the audience for coming out. I know we got a little bit of time if anybody didn't get pictures or whatever like that yet, but it's been another episode of the Cannabis Diversity Report. Been a minute since I did this. It's been over a year. I'm a little rusty, but we back, baby. Let's get it.